What is retinoscopy? Retinoscopy is an objective technique for investigation, diagnosis, and evaluation of the refractive status of the eye. It utilizes the natural optics of the eye to determine the refractive error and does not require patient's responses, hence eliminating problems of language difficulty and biasness. Before conducting retinoscopy, take the pupillary distance of the patient using the limbus to limbus or corneal reflex method. Adjust trial frame or phoropter to fit the patient's PD. In this demonstration, we'll be using the trial frame. To get a rough idea of where to start, do the unaided visual acuity test. First with the right eye, then with the left eye, and finally with both eyes. The patient is to be fixated at 6 meters from a target. The accommodation of the patient's eyes is to be controlled by fogging. This is done by placing working distance lenses on both eyes of the patient. The working distance lenses are plus 1.5 diopter or plus 2 diopter for working distances 67 cm and 50 cm respectively. After placing working distance lenses, occlude the tested eye. The room is then dimmed by first switching off the lights, then turning on the near lights. The patient is then asked to look at a non-discrete target. In this case, it is the 620 letter E. Spherical lenses of either positive or negative powers is placed in front of the non-tested eye until the target appears blurry, but is still visible to the patient. Measuring the PD of the patient is essential as it ensures that their pupil matches with the optical center of the prescribed lens on the new spectacles. When the patient looks through the lenses, images of objects will not be displaced, preventing double vision. The importance of fogging the eyes is to control the accommodation of the eye so that the crystalline lens does not change its shape to become less or more convex, as accommodation is an uncontrollable variable. When the eye accommodates, it may result in an inaccurate prescription. Controlling the accommodation moves the focal point to the front of the retina. When the patient's eye is fogged correctly, the accommodation is controlled and the eye is relaxed. This is because accommodation is discouraged when a patient's vision gets a little blurry. The incorrect preparation method is fogging too much or too little. When the patient's eye is not fogged or fogged too little, the target can still be seen clearly. This encourages accommodation, which affects the results of the retinoscopy. Fogging too much is also incorrect because if vision is overly blurred, the patient might instinctively accommodate to see clearly. The amount of fogging can be checked using a simple method. For example, when a 620 letter E is used as the target, the practitioner can move to the next 2 lines and ask if the patient is able to read the letters. If they are able to make out the second but not the third line, fogging is just enough. Otherwise, continue adding spherical powers.